Yo, what is going on, you guys? It is your man, Two Down Dan, back with a, nice, back with another green light. Nah, bro, back with another video. And today, as you can tell by the title and why you are here, we need to talk about the zx4RR or the zx4RR. We really need to talk about this bike, you guys, because it is probably one of the most unique bikes on the market right now, and it's a new bike, and a lot of beginner riders are looking at it, thinking about buying it, wondering what's going on. Should I buy it? Is it a good beginner bike? Should I get the 500? Whew! We got a lot to talk about today, and I'm so glad I'm able to get out and ride right now. I was thinking about not even coming out because of the weather, so boom, we're on the bike. That means we're filming, baby. Filming for y'all. Sheesh. Oh my God, I don't want to hit that pothole. So, we are going to cover everything zx4RR that I can think about. And as you watch, and if you have one, please comment on what I'm saying. Please talk about your bike, your build, and everything zx4RR. I'm talking to you, moto athlete. What's up, brother? It's been super fun talking to you guys and just explaining your experiences and your bike and everything in comparison to the 500, so I love that. But what you need to know right off the bat is that it is a inline 4 399cc bike, nothing like it. And the only problem that I personally see with this bike is in relation to price, okay? So to get one, just right off the bat, you're paying around $9 grand. Whether you get the base model or whatever, just have that in mind, around $9 grand, whichever dealership you go to. Everything's gonna vary, state and dealership, obviously. But yeah, from what I've seen, about $9 grand. If you want like the anniversary model, which they have, they're so sick, look around 10 grand. But that's a big price increase from the Ninja 500, because we're only talking about $7,000 for the fully topped out Ninja 500 model. You know, you can get on these Ninja 500s for like 55, 6,000, I want to say. Maybe I'm tripping, but I want to say like 6,000 you can get on the base models or whatever, non-ABS, ABS, I'm not sure, all that stuff. But probably about $2,000 right off the bat you can save just by buying a 500 instead of a zx4RR. But you're like, okay, but what do I get with that zx4RR that I'm not getting on the 500? Well, you're getting a lot of stuff, dude. And the main thing that a lot of people would like, and especially beginner riders, is you're getting an auto shift up and an auto blip down. So that's crazy, right? The Ninja 500 doesn't even have an auto shift up. Most bikes don't come now even with an auto shift up, and we're in 2025. So the fact that Kawasaki tech quote-unquote beginner bike is going to come with an auto shift up, so you're not going to have to worry about the clutch for upshifting or downshifting. Like, bro, you're telling me you're gonna start, it's getting crazy that we're already in the point in time where you could start riding a motorcycle and your career could start with an auto shift up and an auto blip down. Like, that's just freaking bananas, man. But yeah, so that's going to be one of the main features over there, other than the fact that it's an inline 4 and it's going to sound absolutely diabolical on the street. Like, you are going to sound like any top tier 4-cylinder bike. So that's crazy. But you're only going to sound that way, and this is the big kicker, once you get that full exhaust system and a tune, because the stock exhaust is booty. Like, nobody wants the stock exhaust. You can't hear anything. So pretty much what you're doing is you're buying a bike primarily for the sound, and then you buy the bike and you can't even hear it, so you immediately have to put a full system on it with a tune. Bro, tell me that's crazy, right? So what you're doing is you're buying a $10,000 bike almost, and then putting another almost $2,000 in for the full system, whichever brand you go. But I've seen Adobo Moto post a video. He did a full system Graze exhaust, and it was about $2,000. And then for the tune, it's a couple hundred after that. So at that point, why are you not just buying the ZX6? Oh, I know why you're not just buying the ZX6. Because you're a beginner and you want the ZX4. That's really what it comes down to. Because if you could handle the ZX6 and confidently handle it, then that's what you would buy, to be completely honest. But the sport position on the ZX6 is, I think, what a lot of people don't like about it for the street. Like, obviously the power is amazing. There's really no other bike in the 600 class, or really just in general on the market, that's going to beat the ZX6 on the street, just in terms of like fun, really, because you can ride it manageably, and then when you get on the highway you can absolutely open that thing up and let it rip. But to be completely honest, you could do that on the 4RR as well, but nowhere near the extent. You're going to sound the same, but you probably even sound a little bit better, honestly, once you get that full exhaust with the tune. But yeah, you're still not going to get the performance of a ZX6. You're not going to get the full race feel of the ZX6. You're going to be somewhere in the middle, right? So the seating position on the zx4RR is going to sit somewhere weirdly in the middle between the Ninja 650, which is that like almost really nice like sport touring type feel. Like, you're pretty upright on that thing. I would say the 500 is still a little bit more aggressive than the 650, and the 4RR is going to fit in between the 650 and like the R7, if you've ever sat on that bike. That bike's super aggressive, very similar to the ZX6. So that is definitely a main consideration when talking about the 4RR, right? Is the seating position, and you're going to be more leaned over than the 500. So that's another reason why I went with the 500, is just the comfort factor. But here, let me pull up a quick couple notes and talk about it, just in case you want to know some stats. So I think it does around 74 horsepower, and at peak RPM you can hit 14,500, bro. That's crazy. That's a crazy high limit. I think the 500 top RPM is like 11. No, I think it's like 10.5. I think it's like, nah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff. That's why I don't even really like taking notes. I like just going off the top of my head about what I know about these bikes, just from other videos and knowledge and stuff. But you're also getting some Showa forks on that bike, which are going to be way better than the 500, with an adjustable shock and everything like that system. So that's crazy. You're going to have the same screen, which is really nice, but you're going to have different riding modes. Like, there's a sport mode, and then I forget exactly what they're called, but please, someone who has the ZX4, tell me what all the different riding modes are. But that's crazy. Obviously the 500 doesn't have different riding modes. So if you're an aggressive, what's up, brother? Yes! What's up, brother? Let's go, dude. That's what we're about, dude. I don't care what you ride. Throw those two down, baby. Here for it. I can't wait for the summer to just get closer and closer, and more group rides are gonna be happening, bro. Just keep an eye on my stories if you are a hardcore follower and watch my Insta and YouTube. But we're gonna be going down to Belmont a lot, you guys, and I want a lot of 500s there specifically. 500 there specifically, and if you buy a hoodie, 100%, yo, I need my ride or die people there, yo. I want to do like sick photo shoots with you guys and stuff at the beach, even like line up at Belmont Park on that little bench down there and stuff, and we can all throw our like two down hands and stuff, and I'll take pictures. You guys can be in it. It'll be sick. But we got to get there. We got a long way to go. Build up the community. But I want to see as many people out here this season. So I don't care if you get the 500. I don't care if you get the 4RR. I don't even care if you get the ZX6. As long as you're safe on them and you keep those wheels down and you're addicted to learning every ride, right? Like, dude, I'm still hitting false neutrals and I'm still stalling on a weekly basis, okay? It doesn't happen every ride, but it does still happen. So I would love to get to the point where every ride I'm going out and not having any problems, but hey man, I'm still a beginner rider and I'm here for it. So that's why I'm really glad excuse me, I chose the 500, because some of the mistakes that I've made on here would have maybe been more detrimental on definitely the ZX4, the ZX6. So overall, man, it's a sick bike. Like, I love it. I'm almost jealous of it a little bit. Like, there are these like vent things on the side that are freaking insane compared to the 500. And then in the front, there's like this little gap around the headlights and stuff. Dude, it's way, to be completely honest, it's way better looking. And if you get this, like if you had the anniversary model zx4RR in front of me and the Ninja 500 model in front of me, one, obviously within the blink of an eye, I could look at them and tell you which is which. Anybody who knows bikes should be able to do that. So that's cool, right? Like, it's very distinct and it looks different. It's sick. The only problem is that you gotta have a big fat wallet, bro, if you want that bike and want to do all the upgrades. And hey, it doesn't mean you have to do them all right instantaneously, right? But when you get your bike, there are things about it that just irk you when you're like, oh my god, I need to get this mod done and it won't be complete until I do it. Like, there's still things on this bike that, like, for example, the seat. I'm gonna get this Louis Moto seat cover eventually, and oh man, every time I look and see my stock one, a little part of me cries inside. But no part of me cries inside that I didn't buy a ZX6. That's the next video, everybody. If you're following along and watching the progression, we are gonna talk about in the next video why specifically I didn't buy a ZX6 and why I don't think any beginner should be starting on that bike. Not even close, dude. Get that thought out of your mind. Either start on the zx4RR if you got fat stacks, or start on the 500 like me because you want to make a reasonable choice. But I'm gonna think real quick while we're coming to this stop if there's anything I didn't cover. I'm gonna try to look at my notes real quick. Maybe even pop up into neutral. Yeah, nobody's behind me. Let's see. Blah blah blah. RPM. Oh, so yeah, that's an interesting little topic. Let's talk about that. A guy online was saying that when he rides, he likes to keep it in between like 8,000 to 9,000 RPM. He said that's like the sweet spot when you're riding it. That anything under that seems kind of lugging, and anything over, you know what I mean? So it's interesting that you would have to keep it at that high of an RPM. I mean, I guess I'm kind of doing the same, but to be honest, I usually keep mine at like 6,500, and it's like you can see right now, I'm cruising 4th gear, and I'm going like 6,000 RPM, and it feels really nice right here. It's not too loud, it's comfortable. I know the motor's working pretty hard, but not hard enough. And if I needed to, boom, instantly roll on the throttle, and I'm flashing that indicator. So that's just me, man. I feel like I know what I'm doing when I ride my bike. That's why I'm out here posting and stuff and trying to just educate, and not educate, but just entertain. I mean, just have some fun with everybody and my bike and stuff. But yeah, I hope I've talked enough about the zx4RR. Pretty much my opinion is I think it's really dope. You just need to do a lot to it to get it pumping, and you're gonna be, dude, if you do that stuff, I've heard you can get it up to 100 wheel horsepower to the back, which is nuts, dude. For any beginner, if you get on a bike like that and you have money to just go out and tune it, and you're putting 100 horsepower down, be careful, yo, because that's double what I got. Understand that. We're on very similar looking bikes from the same brand, but we are not the same if you have that bike. Trust me, you're big flexing on the homie if you have that. So yeah, it's a really cool bike. If you're still bearing with me, I love it and keep enjoying, but I need to focus and look at my notes and see if I missed anything. So is it the smart choice? No, absolutely not. No average smart person would be like, yeah, oh, I can justify buying this and modding it fully and sending my ECU and getting it flashed and tuned. No, yeah, that's normal. No, it's not really that smart. But is it the fun choice, and is it going to be a damn unique bike? Hell yeah. No, none of your friends are going to have anything like it, man. And if you want to stand out online too, man, I'm always trying to give you guys ideas for, you know, being a moto creator, dog. I know, hey, moto athlete, you got it right now. You have that 4RR. A lot of people want to see it. Pump those videos out with it. Give us the knowledge. Let us know. Ride that thing around and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm seeing. Because I need that. I need that in my life, brother. So thank you for watching me just kind of go in this little loop here, but it helps me keep the thoughts flowing in my mind, and I hope it's not too boring to watch just riding wise. But hey, I'm on the 500, you know, if you got one, hope you enjoy looking at it, man. But that's gonna do it for the ZX4 to Ninja 500 comparison, because overall I still think any average normal person with sense is gonna buy the 500 over the ZX4RR, because it's way cheaper and just a lot easier to ride on the street and whatnot. So if you're a track savage and you're looking to be a beast, just get the ZX4RR. Stop listening to me yap. Get on out of here, boys. Later, I'll see you on the next one. Keep 2 down.